What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how I made the Untitled Metroid-esque music from the Reddit post on my YouTube channel. So, if you're familiar with FL Studio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you each part, I'm going to solo each part, and then tell you a little bit about how I made it and all that stuff. First of all, we had the beginning melody. We have just a regular ambient space piano from Omnisphere. It's taking us forever because my CPU is under a lot of stress. But this is the preset for the Omnisphere melody, little piano part, and you can hear it soloed at the very beginning. So that's really cool. It's got a nice little, Pendrana Drifts type vibe to it. Next, we have channel 1, which is I believe the choir. So let me solo this out real quick. Alright, so for the ambient choir music, we have so those are the chords for that. Next part, we have just a regular old hat. So you're pretty standard, just straight hi-hat with a little roll at the end of it. This is the pattern right here. To get that closed hi-hat effect that it seems like it's being played by somebody else, you have to manually come in here and tune the volume frequencies. Just like this, you go over it, make it sort of like a consistent wave pattern, just not a lot of variance. Just hit that initial downbeat and then you got yourself a hi-hat pattern. Next part is we have this really fat analog synth bass preset from Harmless. It's a stock FL plugin. The Omnispheres for the melody and the choir and the synth lead are the only non-FL Studio plugins. The rest is in the software, other than this hi-hat, which I downloaded for free online with one of the free packs. It's just a nice little hi-hat. But here is the bass synth part for this song. It's pretty chunky, so here you go. Alright, so what basically this is a synth bass running through a low pass filter and a low frequency oscillator set to this speed. It's ping ponging around at a time, so You want to copy these synth settings, you can. I don't know too much about the specifics. All I know is that low pass filter for the cutoffs and the low frequency oscillator for that wobble type feeling that you get in Metroid. Really nice preset in stock FL. Fits really well in the whole Metroid type vibe. Next, we have this men's choir setting from Omnisphere. Mezzo forte, pretty cool. We got it close to the voicings of the regular Amele Citrus preset that has the ambient choir. This is the bass ambience of the whole song. This is what the chord progression is set around, B and A. That just a whole step down difference, and really really cool tension in the song. I'll pull up this and let you see this in action. If you're looking for the effects on this, most of the effects I have a Maximus for this one, just for compression. That's all really Maximus is. It's just a really nice compressor, a multi-band compressor that you can specifically change and do frequency editing. Just fruity reverb and an equalizer for the choir. For the ambient piano, I have mostly the same thing, except I took the reverb off because it was making a little too saturated. But I have a limiter to compress the sound because it gets kind of loud sometimes. A very harsh EQ, cutting out this frequency right here because it's way too loud. Some of the frequencies in these Omnisphere presets get too loud, even with compression and limiting. So you have to really, really sweep your frequencies to make sure you're not having any really harsh ones. Same with the ambient choir here. I have this thing just super far compressed down here. About limited to about -10 decibels, -12, -9, somewhere around there. And then compression ratio of 1:1. 1:1.0 basically, just really small compression because it doesn't really need it. The sound is already pretty saturated with reverb, so the peaks aren't quite too harsh. Moving on to shit. Moving on, we have, what do we have not talk about? The snare, just your standard snare. We got some equalization, some delay for that that continuation. Here's the snare. Just a really, really, really wet, continual snare. Fits in with a lot of the really open feeling vibes of the song. Just a regular snare on the downbeat of 3 on each time. So that's enough for the snare. We got, what else we got? And the kick. The last thing is the kick. So you got one on the downbeat, and then one on the of 2. 1 E and 2 E and. No, this is the and of 2. The and of 2 and the downbeat of 1 are the kicks here. And that's basically it for the parts. I know I said that already, but oh well. Maximus is a really nice preset for Maximus. You can't see the pop-up window, unfortunately, but there is a clear master preset that is really awesome for just quality mastering. It makes all the parts really condensed, really smooth. This EQ, I have some specific frequencies cut out of this mix because they were way too harsh. But yeah, that helps add to the overall clarity and less clutter. You can mess around with the frequency knobs here to add or take away high or low end, and then you can cut the lows. You can cut the lows, like if you want less low end, you want more low end. But I'm just going to leave the default settings for this preset were pretty good, so I just left it. As for everything else, it's just basically up to your own preference, whatever you want to add to these leads. Oh, I forgot the synth lead. What am I saying? So the synth lead is very, very important to making a Metroid style lead. There's a good Omnisphere preset for this lead. So basically I looked around online asking what people were using for a lead preset in making recreational Metroid music. And the general consensus was they were using a triangle wave on a analog synth with a low frequency oscillator and a low frequency envelope and a bunch of portamento glide layered on top of maybe a double triple filtered saw, just in some instances. But this one is just a regular. If you want to see the synth settings here, there is a bit of oscillation turned on. I don't really know how to work the synth settings in Omnisphere because if I ever want to tweak a synth, I use a different synth plugin. But there's this one I don't believe has anything layered on top of it. It just has a really awesome timbre, really awesome reverb. I add some reverb and chorus on this. The chorus helps keep it from being just a stale, regular, simple wave. And then the reverb adds to the overall sound. And this is the EQ I have set for this. Scoop some of the mids. Got a high pass for the low ends, so there's not a lot of bass. Scoop some of this mid, boost the overall high-end treble frequencies without making it too harsh. This is a very round lead. You want it to be very smooth, so you make sure these curves are not jagged. Don't be boosting any frequencies super hard or any high percentages because they will show through the mix. Let's have a listen to the lead synth by itself, and you'll really start to know that Metroid vibe from this synth. So yeah, I was really lucky to find this lead preset. I was browsing the entirety of the Omnisphere library. It took me forever to actually get this, or find this synth. But I'm really glad that I did because it fits so well into the Metroid formula. But yeah, that's the entirety of this song. It's not too crazy, and altogether it sounds pretty cool. So if you want to listen to the full song, the link it's on my channel, and there's a post on r/Metroid that you can go look at. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. This one little thing right here, to add a transition to the next, like where the percussion comes in the song. There's just an reversed cymbal swell here to add transitional movement. But that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys can do something with this information. Maybe ask a few questions if you're confused or need help determining what instrumentation to use in this type of music, or a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys some other time. Stay tuned for more Metroid inspired concept music, because this was fun as fuck to make, and I will make more. Thank you.